And I'm going to pull some cards, share some intuitive guidance, maybe do a little bit of bibliomancy, um, and talk a bit about what it looks like to embrace your weirdness, embrace yourself, because this is kind of the theme for us this month of November here on the channel. It's going to be around sacred sexuality, intimacy, and really, I think what needs to happen first when we talk about deepening these aspects of our experience in this life is we need to have this layer of healing, I guess, the wounds around the past, what maybe intimacy has looked like, and not just with others, but ultimately with ourselves. Because if we think about like sexuality and we think about the creative energy that created the universe, it is at a deeper spiritual level. The feminine, masculine polarities kind of joining together internally. And thus also then it starts to mirror on the external world as well. So this is going to be quite like a journey this month. I've just been sitting and thinking as with like different events and things that I'll be hosting and some of the conversations that we'll be having. And what I'm witnessing for myself right now has just been like this major, like uncomfortable shadow part of those feelings of not being lovable, of feeling unworthy, and all this stuff may come up for you during this next month if you're taking part in, what it is that we're going to be sharing on this channel. But I just really want to encourage you to have patience with yourself. Be gentle with yourself, have some compassion, because you may have days where you just need to like chill and do nothing. There may be days where you just need to get angry. All the different emotions may show up. And be gentle with yourself, because this is part of that process to intimacy, towards accepting yourself. Hello, Carla Marina from London. Cool. Nice to have you here. I've changed the time up a bit today because usually we do this later in my like time zone, but I just kind of felt like, you know what? Let's just meet a little earlier and see what wants to come through. So we're going to pull cards for the collective around this theme of letting our like weird flags fly. I'll talk a little bit about that too before we get into the collective card reading. And then as always, I'm going to pull some cards for personal readings. And I guess we'll kind of see how many people show up here, just to like save on my own energy and bring balance that way. Maybe get through most, but maybe not all people. So if you would like your cards pulled, you can let me know in the comments. Again, of course, what members in our community portal get like kind of like first priority for readings, and also people who leave donations, which I have a link there if that's something that calls to you. But of course, if you feel ever called to have a one-on-one reading with me, you can head over to some of the links in the description. I do like a Zoom link or virtual readings, and also can send an audio recording if that's something that you prefer. So this weird energy. With Halloween, this Samhain energy just kind of behind us, I really started to realize how important it is for this intimacy with self to be related to how we embrace ourselves, how we allow all of our quirks, our weirdness, all that stuff. And so maybe you've been feeling that, like kind of like a wave, right? Hi, Nancy. Hello. Maybe you've been feeling this like wave. I'm seeing it like we're riding from post-Halloween where people dress up, they get to express themselves. And now you get an opportunity in this Scorpio season, November into Sagittarius, to really like continue that in a way that's going to serve you, a way that's going to help you to lean into your self-love. Because what the world needs more than ever right now are people who like do things their own way. And this is something, being an online creator, spending a lot of my time on YouTube, kind of trying to like branch into more Instagram shares, because I just enjoy how Instagram lets you like communicate with people through messaging. And yet I realize just how much everything is like the same. There's almost like no originality in a lot of what's being offered in the world right now. We have like these like streams of ideas, whether it's around creativity or like business, you know, the ways to get people to like, what do they call it? Like a catchy title or like image. There's like all these sorts of ways that if you really start to become aware, it's like it's all the same thing under the sun. Of course, the person or the individual who's sharing gets to add this energy of like individuality to it. But for me personally, I just really sit with that as like, how do we still be ourselves and embrace ourselves in a world that kind of is just filled with so much noise of all the things. Hey, Nesrin, hello. Oh, I liked your video. I think I responded to it. It was really cool. So with that being said, I think this is where this embracing our weirdness, and I believe from what I understand, that word weird really means like from the like, I think German, old German language is like to be. And so there's something about being yourself in all of its wholeness that's going to be the thing the world needs most right now. So if you are someone who's feeling like you want to step out more into the light, I just invite you to keep asking, like, how can I show up as me? How can I express me or myself in this moment? How can I share my message in the way I feel called? And that's really kind of where I'm like sitting lately, and have recognized just with my unique life experience, as with yours, there's a lot to offer the world. And this is going to help us to see our value. And I want to support other people to come to that place of like loving themselves, receiving themselves, allowing themselves to be them, and how magical that can be. And most importantly, to me, you know, having been a psych nurse, working in the healthcare system for like 13 plus years, and then finally taking the jump to really explore the things that were calling me, the spiritual things, the magical practices, the rituals, this like esoteric life that really pulled me to like live this life of freedom in my own terms. Like, and what I've just been picking out this like concept of really stepping out of the box of what other people think, what other people expect. And sometimes that means we have to leave our old life behind. Not always, but parts of you most likely have to be kind of let go or surrendered so that the new, more truer version of yourself can come through. And that can be quite the journey. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, if that's something that interests you, you know, and you're new here, I invite you to subscribe, join in any of the monthly gatherings. Like, so what, this month, next week, on the 12th, I'm going to be hosting like a webinar called Not Your Basic Witch. It's all going to be about embracing that rebel part of yourself and being able to see the future, you know, especially if you're someone that feels called to create more in your life, even if it's just build this legacy for yourself. So that's going to be a free call that we're going to have in the evening on the 12th of Wednesday, November 12th. And then on November 13th here on YouTube, I'm going to be hosting the energy healing. This is going to be about healing our intimacy wounds. So if you would like to join in the membership, you can hit join. And then on the 19th of November, we have our new moon ritual, which is in Scorpio. And as a Scorpio, I'm like, yeah. So all the fun things happening. But I think that's enough chatting. Let's get into the collective reading. We're going to call to those guides, those ancestors. Ooh, before we do that, let's pull or check the book. So just giving us a message we asked for the collective, calling upon those galactic beings, those of our spirit team that wish to enlighten us, inspire us, and spark a sense of opportunity in each of us. Thank you. Okay. So this is from one of my teacher's books, actually. It's called All the Light and Dark Things. I just wanted to read, do like a bit of bibliomancy. So let's see what it says. The implications of this are far greater than you can imagine. The heart field perceives what is happening all around you at any given moment. Have you ever had a sinking feeling when someone walked into a room or a sense of unease when rounding a street corner? Your heart and belly are scanning the environment before you are consciously aware of anything. So when we discuss mastery of the physical vehicle, learning to access the wisdom of the belly and the heart is crucial. The challenge here is to ask your belly what is most nourishing for you to ingest and learn to listen to the answers it provides. Be patient with your body as it teaches you its language. It is akin to learning any new language. It may be uncomfortable at first. You can also access this wisdom when pondering a choice that you are about to make. Imagine there are two potentials available to you. When focusing on one potential, how does it make you feel? Notice what your body says in response to the decisions you face. If choosing a new job or career direction leaves you with a constricting feeling, your body is telling you something of great value. I was just telling my parents that. I'm like, well, should I find some other work? Hi, Lulu. Hello, Meredith, darling. Just something to like keep my mind active and like kind of like just balance my energy. And I started to realize when I actually go to look for things, it's like, oh, it doesn't really feel true for me. It doesn't feel true right now, like whatever I'm seeing. And so with all this, like I like how the first part of that reading kind of just highlighted the importance for us right now around listening to the belly and the heart. Belly to me is the womb, like that low belly, that seat or gut kind of center, the seat of our intuition, because it's going to really show you the steps forward. It's going to like speak to you about what is true for you at any given moment. And this is so important because when I said like we live in this world where there's just so much information out there, so much information, so much need to like discern and filter through that info that exists, like the data that's out there. This can be really difficult sometimes for us. So what is your body saying to you right now? What is it trying to communicate? And when we talk about being your weird self, when we talk about being the version of you that's like true and following that intuition, it mentions like the heart space as well. Like in order to be in intimacy and connection with others, those walls of the heart need to be laid down. And we build those heart walls because that's kind of just what we do. So we have the Six of Wands, we have the Two of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the Three of Pentacles. I don't know why I even used this deck. It was like the one I just last minute felt like grabbing. Okay, so Six of Wands, this fiery energy, which I find fascinating that the Wands is in the east, where the swords technically should be, and the sword, Ace of Swords, is in the south, where the wands should be. So there's some type of like, I don't want to say mix up, but something just to be brought to light around those two portions, about your thoughts and about your actions. When I see this card of the Six of Wands, there's something about like that pride of riding through. This person's having to ride. The light's really shining on them. And that can happen when you are stepping into your weirdness, right? But no, you notice how their position is? They're not like hunched or like kind of like going like this. So there's something about your ability to actually move your posture so that you can start to be in a place of more confidence, okay? And maybe you just notice right now, how are you sitting? How is your posture right now? Are you hunched forward? Are you like really over leaning one direction and like not using your like spine strength to hold yourself up? Just no judgment, just noticing. And then, okay, what's your mental state? What's your emotional state at this point in time? And something to be conscious of when like you start to recognize, oh, I'm kind of feeling like low or maybe depressed or anxious, whatever it might be. I want to invite you at that moment that you become aware, which you will, and it's practice. Just bring your awareness then to your posture. Okay, how am I sitting? Okay, I'm kind of crouched or slouched. Can you bring your spine straight, raise your chin a bit, like lift your head proud? And with the 6, with the fire energy here, to me, this is really like highlighting that Tiferet center, the heart space, where we get to emit that light. And notice how like this person is shining out. Like this is why it's so important to be the weird version of you, the true authentic version, to be you, because it's the light that everyone needs. Look how they've got these like flags of other nations, and all the people down at the bottom are kind of in the shadow, but they're all looking and sort of like greeting the individual on the horse who's riding in. So there's such a need for you to embrace all of the parts of yourself. I'm seeing that with all the different flags, and to be in a position, a posture of like, of, I want to say pride. Like, you know, like the peacock will just be like, open. That, you know, it doesn't have to be a selfish pride, but like a place of confidence and a place of like power. And I just like, not everyone's going to have seen Nezrin's video. You can go follow her on Instagram. But like, to me, Nezrin, like that video, it just showed you standing and like being in this position of power, and like standing upright and really holding your body in this place that I could then feel that, I'd say light, that energy, emit the magic emitting from you. So there's something about that intentionality of body. And I think we can play with this more and more as we go through the week. This is going to help us link. We have 2 of Cups in the west direction. So we have this concept of love, this connection here with the other. But notice, oh my gosh, notice how it's like light between the 2 of them, right? There's this like cosmic divine energy that is actually linking the 2 of them, feeding both of them, and joining them, but individually, separately, and to something higher, to something, to source, that divine light kind of between their foreheads. So how can you recognize that you just being your individual, independent self and all that you are without judgment? Because notice how like their faces, they're not judging. They're just kind of like apathetic, I guess. They're neutral, just like witnessing each other. What if you could just witness all the parts of you? With that being said, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is like for this month is make a playlist of like love, self-love, and self-acceptance, kind of like energetic practices and things that I personally have used and found helpful, from other people online, and so forth. So that's something I do want to share with you guys, which leads me to the next little part. I'm going to post this. I made a group on Telegram, the Alchemy Collective, and I actually want to share it with you all if I can. If you would like to take part in joining this, it's going to be a space, a container where you can receive different insights, different information on different events that I host, where a place where you can connect with each other as well, because I think this is super important, and to me it's kind of missing on YouTube. So if that's something that interests you, I'm going to just add this to the chat, because I probably will share some of those videos and different energetic practices on there. Okay, so just putting that there. So, okay, what's next? I have like all the colors here. We have red, an orange color, blue, and then 2 greens with those 2 pentacle cards. But next we have the Ace of Swords in the south. So the main thing, I was just talking to my kid about this morning. What I'm realizing is that there's evidence in our reality for everything. Everything that you believe, everything that you hold is true and not true. There is evidence in the reality. for myself this past week, it's been this like this story in my head, these thoughts of like, oh, like maybe I'm not really lovable. Maybe, people don't like me, or I'm not worthy of particular things in life. And I realized last night just this like concept that like, well, every time I have those thoughts, there are actually like there's evidence out there because I'm like focusing my attention on particular places where that exists. But if I can like shift the thought, like spirit is giving you this sword to be like, cut those thoughts away, like choose something different, because there is evidence, there is proof for other things in your life experience. There is proof for love. There is proof for the fact that you are worthy. And it can be as big or as small. The biggest part I would say, or like, oh, maybe some people would say the most minuscule example, but it's like a pretty big example to show that you are loved. It's the fact that you are here and you're breathing, right? You've been given life. If you're watching this video, you've at least been given breath to be here. And so can you have some gratitude for that and cut away all the places where it's been like, oh, it's, people don't like me, or I'm not good enough to have this, or I'm a failure because whatever my life has showed me. It's like, can you bring to mind other opportunities and other evidence to point otherwise? And if you aren't sure of that, to me, this is where working with someone like a mentor, a coach, a therapist, having a conversation with a trusted friend can be really helpful, because you get to have that mirror back to you, right? Of like, actually, I know you're saying this, but what I actually see is the complete opposite. And this is some of the stuff that we do in the Catalyst Blueprint. You get to have an opportunity to receive more positive, inspiring messages about yourself. Have that mirror held up to you so that you can start to reframe the thoughts. But you can do this yourself. You don't need anyone. But sometimes it can be hard, right? I'm noticing that with those deepest shadowy wounds, right? And we have this energy of love with the Two of Cups and the healing space in the medicine wheel layout here. So that place of love, that place of lacking love, whatever those deep wounds are, it can be the harder thing to do on your own. I can tell you that, because it's like, oh, I'd rather not go through it. But what I learn is like, no, okay, I got to talk to someone, right? I got to go do the work. I got to go do the shadow work process coming up this weekend, because I know that that's going to help me move beyond it. It doesn't have to just be me, but you still got to do your work. You can't put it on others. Okay. So what wants to be cut? What thoughts, what shift of your perspective can happen here? Oh my God, I didn't even realize that the peacock was in this card. Maybe I saw it with my subconscious mind. So it's funny that I would say that. It's not like I think I've pulled this Queen of Pentacles card before, but this is in the North, which is a positive space for the Pentacle card to be, because it's the coins, it's the discs. So with that being there, what message do you have for us about just kind of reiterating that concept of being in your pride, being confident, not hiding? I like how she's kind of holding the disc just out in the open. And you notice how she's got that pillar behind her. It's like, well, which one's got more value? I guess is what in this whole image has the most value is what I want to ask you. Where does your mind go? Is it the woman herself, the queen? Is it the coin that she's holding? Is it the peacock? Is it the pillar? What is it? Is it the clothes on her back? I don't know why that's maybe going to tell you a lot of where your attention needs to go right now to help you tap into what's actually important about you, what's unique about you. When I see the pillar, I think of the spiritual aspects, right? Because we have the pillars in the tree of life. The individual self, are you focused primarily on material wealth or material gain? Are you maybe more focused on nature or on whatever, the emotional state of yourself, whatever is coming to you when you see these aspects. Really, I guess you're just being asked, what is that place? And then from there, using that like Ace of Swords energy to be like, okay, am I focusing on it negatively? Or, like for example, are you focusing on like the lack of your beauty? Or, oh, you wish you looked like someone else, or you wish you presented yourself, dressed yourself in a particular way. Or are you like, oh, like, I'm feeling like I want to wear this today, and I'm so proud of myself because I listened to that intuitive nudge to dress like this. And then other days you might feel like you want to dress like in your pajamas and just chill and not like have to show up in like a particular societal expectation of beauty way. Maybe your spiritual journey is like, one particular way right now and you wish it was something else, but can you have gratitude for what you have established as those foundations? All of these components of yourself can really help you to tune into more of your weirdness, more of who you are. And then thus how you're showing up, right? How you're showing up around others. How you're showing up in the world, how you're showing up in your actions, the goals or intentions that you're setting. We have the Three of Pentacles in the center in the place of spirit. So I like that because we have like the concept of the three, the supernal triad, the energy of dare I say like the pieces that are needed for manifestation to take place. And then I really see that anvil in the back kind of highlighting the importance of the shadow work. It's like the only thing that's dark really, right? It's like pitch black. And I say shadow work, but it's like the work that I mentioned before that can be the hardest work that you need to do. Spirit's really just encouraging you and reminding you that you have all the components of spirit, the mother, the father, like supporting you and holding you to face whatever it is that you are currently facing in your life. So can you continue to embrace that? That's going to also lead to just like the most fabulous experiences in your reality. Okay. I'm just going to speak it out there now. If anyone would like their personal cards pulled, you can put it in the chat. We'll do a couple more cards for this collective reading. So, it's interesting how the guilt card fell on the Two of Cups. So I'm going to leave that there. They're both orange. I feel like we often get the same cards with this deck. Interesting. So this came on the Two of Cups, a sacral guilt card. And it's kind of interesting how we have like these two figures in both. One looks kind of older to me. I don't know, maybe that's a misconception, but it's like this mother-daughter energy. And like, a lot of what we gain from what's okay or not okay in our life, how we want to show up in the world. I think we learn from our mothers, we learn from our parents, but especially for women, we learn that from mother, right? Hi, Sky Blessings. Yes, Nezrin, for sure. Hello, Carla. I will, yes, okay, I'll put your names there. So what is it that you are tuning into from your mother? Like, what guilt are you carrying from your mother? Or that she's like emitting on you, maybe, or at least you're perceiving she's emitting on you. Maybe that's a reframe there. That is holding you kind of like chained. See how there's a chain there? To those old ways of showing up. And I like that because we got the chain here too. I mentioned we're breaking beyond these boxes. We're breaking beyond the chains of expectation of others so that we can live the most free life we feel called to. And that guilt, that's just whatever that is, just breathing. That guilt of like, oh, I want to show up as me. I want to be my weird self. But, my mom or the energy of the generations before kind of keeping, like wanting to like keep you small or trapped. There's a guilt about leaving. There's a guilt about like, I want to say abandoning is actually the word that wanted to come through. Because you feel like you have to be at the same level. But it's not for you to fill someone else's cup, right? It's not for you to help the world with what they're going through. The most important thing, or actually the most important way you can support the world, is you doing your own thing and not being in the place of guilt. You showing up as yourself, you following the call of your heart, of your body to experience life the way you would like to. Whether it's spiritual beliefs, material gain, how you express yourself or share or make things in the world, all that good stuff. So whatever that guilt is, just inviting you to just simply feel it. It might be in your womb space, in your low belly. Calling that orange light of the sacral chakra just beneath the belly button. Because there's an energy dissipating here around this guilt. There's the thing holding you back from experiencing your biggest joy. All that joy that you deserve to have, that you used to know as a child. This is like coming forth now for you. So just breathing that orange light into the low belly. Thank you, healing angels. As the energy is just flowing to you to support you with that. Imagine yourself as this woman years like in the future, and all that she had to face and all the generations, these pictures of like, I'm seeing like these 3 generations prior to her, these ancestors, these mothers, grandmothers, great grandmothers that had to, deal with staying chained to. Not all of them did. Some of them broke out, thank goodness. But like some of you may be like recognizing, oh wow, like I have such a blessing. I am such a blessing to be this person that breaks those chains now. And I like how she's kind of like looking. I usually say that she's looking at the TV, but I'm like seeing her eyes right now, really staring at the like car or at the photos. So can you just reflect on, and those photos are all circled in yellow, right? So there's this energy of like the joy of knowing that these like cycles have been, or these chains have been like dissipated. They've been broken. They like vanished. And more as you gain wisdom and maturity in your life, then you'll start to recognize just like how amazing the whole process has been and the joy that you now feel. And if this seems like such a far-fetched concept for you, maybe that's where we need to do some work together, right? You can check out those links like I mentioned, because you do deserve to have this level of joy and connection to yourself, a connection to your magic. This is really like my heart's like passion is like, come on people, you can all have that. Hello, Cinderella. Like for what's coming towards me. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, Nezrin, I'm adding your name. Carla, adding your name to the list. Okay. I think I said hello, Sky Blessings. So let's see. Let's pull one of these for our heart. What does our heart want us to know here? I'm like, don't fall on the other side of the table. Pillar of light. I don't know if you like saw the weekly reading in the membership portal. If you haven't, you can go see it. But like seems to be a theme. So this came up last time, didn't it, as well? Frick, there's something happening. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So your heart wants you to know this pillar of light. You are this pillar. Just as I mentioned with the Six of Wands, like this concept of you just emanating this energy out. But you cannot emanate it out if you don't believe this, if you don't embody this, if you don't tune into it, I think on a daily basis, however that practice is for you. Sometimes for me, that might be that lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, because it's like literally drawing light in. It might be the middle pillar exercise. It might be simply meditating and visualizing this energy as light in my body. It might just be journaling and doing gratitude, writing out like gratitudes and visualizations. It might be a prayer, right? You might be reading about or watching videos about people who are living like this, who are the light, who are spreading the love. And I think this can be really inspiring and encouraging, especially when you maybe don't feel like the most positive, right? When those thoughts again or the guilt kind of shows up. But your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Okay, is there any other message here? Any other words that want to be shared? Let's see what this deck says, and then we'll move on to the personal readings. Oh, that was weird. A bunch of cards just fell. Let's just do that again. We have forgiveness, an orange, so sacral card again. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love, which is funny because when I saw the guilt card, I wanted to say the word resentment, but I was like a resentment towards those generations, the mother, whatever. But you need to acknowledge that harboring whatever resentment you have, maybe towards those ancestors, those people, or society, that's going to also block love. Right? It's like maybe you sometimes will feel okay, but in the end, you're not going to feel okay with that. It's closing off. So what forgiveness can you do? Ho'oponopono is great. I thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. You can just go through that. You could literally just repeat those phrases, or go as deep as like stating the things that you are apologetic for, that you forgive the person for, hope they can forgive you about, and then speaking those words of like, I appreciate you, I love you, I thank you, whatever feels the most acceptable for you. Because sometimes going right for like I love can be kind of hard. But this forgiveness is going to be so great because you don't have to be chained up at like this point and then shoot like negative energy towards others. That's not doing you any good. So forgiveness, we call that as well into the womb space, into that sacral. Thank you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Okay. So with that, we'll close this collective reading, get into some personal card pulls. I'm going to put this deck here. Where do you see this as an area that maybe you need to put some focus and attention on, folks? Feel free to let me know in the comments. But I think we're going to start with Nezrin. And we'll pull cards for Carla. If anyone else is joining in and you would like cards pulled, you can let me know. Okay. Nezrin. Calling to your guides, to those ancestors that want to share the message with you. What words do you have for Nezrin? Let's hear it. Give it to me. Around her weirdness, what do you want her to know? Oh, I'm like, what I'm feeling right now, Nezrin, is like this energy of like the silly child. You know, like a child would just like laugh and play and be like so silly. Not all kids. I don't know if this was how you were as a kid, but that energy. And like, I don't know, was there like a grandfather that was like encouraging of that, even though maybe other people weren't? Um, you know, like usually there's like that one family member that's, oh, let her just be, like, you know, oh, and like really they were like living through you. That energy, that like playfulness, that's like something I feel like it's like it wants to come through you again. Like that you're really being asked to channel that, to let it come forth. You have the Two of Swords. So, you know, to me, this is like, how can you embrace yourself and embrace your gifts and see a deepening of your like psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities? You know, because to me, this card I always associate very heavily with like the High Priestess, and that oracle again, right? The seeress, because she can see without having to see with her eyes. What if you're like those abilities could deepen because of this like being in the silliness, okay? We have the Ace of Swords at the bottom. I'm just feeling like we're going to do like two cards. Like I'm just naming that. So you have, well, you have Ace of Swords and right into two. So like, how can that behavior help you to deepen your abilities and also cut away or cut those like pessimistic thoughts or perspectives that you've been having, kind of like we talked about in the collective reading. So there's a lot here with like the throat chakra with all this blue. There's like that divine communication that wants to come through you. It's interesting because I'm seeing this here as the number 5. So whatever that might mean for you. That's weird. Yeah. Oh, it's even in reverse when I look at it this way, but that's what I was seeing with that. Let's pull a card. What is that? What's the 5 for Nezrin? Oh, answer the call. Okay. What is your soul calling you to do? I mean, I feel like you know, but there's something, maybe there's something more. I feel like you do like do the things, but like, is there something else, Nezrin, that you're being led to, that you're kind of like sitting on the fence about? That you're sort of like, oh, I don't know. There was 42 on the timer, and like, so 4-2 is 6, 4-2 is 6, and then 6. So like something about like this heart, coming from the heart for whatever it is that you're feeling the call to answer. And again, like a phone concept of you know, the phone, our communication, our voice. Like, what is that you're wanting to speak? And yeah, we asked when it was related to the 5. So, like, Nazarene, in 5 days, can you, over these next 5 days, I got like a thing wanting to like stab out of my, that was weird. Is there something like in your throat or energetically that you're feeling like you gotta like pull or clear out? Maybe even just doing that just over the next 5 days as some form of like ritual for yourself, it's going to help you to then be better at answering better, you know what I mean? Having more clarity about what your next steps are. Yeah, there's like some ritually thing here. It's interesting because that 5's kind of on top of the moon, which I think it's the full moon in Taurus on either tomorrow or Wednesday. So you have a few days here of like a potent portal to really just tune into what it is that you are being asked to step into. Your soul is guiding you. And that playful energy is, I think, going to be a telltale sign of that direction forward for you. Let's pull one of these and then, okay. So you have the doubt card. Maybe these are some words you can speak as you go through. It says, I release the need to know all the answers. May I release the need to know all the answers. And it's a green card, so it's like coming from the heart. So when you're doing that, practice cutting away for the next 5 days. Can you just start even with you know what, even if there's doubt, even if there's uncertainty, or I'm not, 100% sure, I'm going to just release the need to know and trust this process and trust that it'll all come together those 5 days. Ooh, I'll be interested to see what shows up for you. So just holding that energy of that child, that laughing, playful child. What that feels like. How is she in connection to the earth? Is she sitting on the ground? Does she have her feet and hands in the water, the sand? Is she rolling down hills? Whatever that might be. Tuning into that for you this week, Nezrin. Interesting. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Oh, you guys, energy speaks louder than words usually, so it's all good. Okay. Hello, Golden Lily. I gotta read some of these comments here. I'm very unsure about my career. Oh, okay, Carla, that's your thing. Career. I was literally like that. Nesman says, I love the cards, blue. I like to paint, draw, but I struggle to express my feelings. I literally put on turquoise, 3-stone ring on my pinky. Interesting. Calling in that, yeah, communication energy. Anyways, yeah, I enjoy that. I think the full moon is in 5 days, yeah. Or the full moon is in a day or two. So I'm not sure if there's anything else happening in 5 days, but... Oh, Golden Lily, yes, of course. Oh, I guess, so just so you know, Carla, Golden Lily is a member, so I'll pull cards for them first, and then we'll get to you. Hope that's okay. I release. So it is. Okay, sweet. Okay, Golden Lily, and then we'll get to Carla Marina. Just want to say thanks everyone for being here. Hope your Monday is going smoothly. Thank Nezrin's guides and ancestors for being here. Whatever that grandfather energy was. Now Golden Lily. Calling to your guides, to your ancestors for the message. What's going to be the thing that helps you to fly that weird flag of you? Woo! Turn all the cards around, Fola. Okay, we'll do this card then. Queen of Swords. Oh, we got a lot of swords energy with y'all, folks. So much thoughts going on here. Yeah. My goodness. Okay, I'm going to just do 2. Oh, we got Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Swords. So, this is good. With this card, this came out first, Golden Lily. I'm just, seeing this queen is, stuck up. Her face looks like she's kind of, constipated, doesn't it? Is that just a judgment I'm having? I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of it's like when you go to take a picture and maybe you have to go to the bathroom really bad or something, or maybe it was school photos and you had to go to the bathroom really bad and you're holding it in your facial expressions, matching it. That. She looks kind of irritated, can we just get on with this portrait? I got better things to do. So there's something, maybe this is there's something you're doing right now that you would rather be doing something else. And I don't think you were here for the collective reading, but this Queen of Pentacles came out, and the concept around it was like there are all these different things around her, um, different areas of focus that it's like maybe you can sometimes be hard about yourself on. Um, whether it's like your appearance or your spiritual path or how things are going there or how your things are going materially, whatever. But it's almost like here, I feel like you're just being asked to really explore. Okay, so if you're not happy about where it is that you are right now or what you're doing, and it feels almost like you're being forced to like pose to be and do this thing, how can you start to shift into, okay, what's the area that I like feel the most proud about in my life? And how can I start to like really tune the thoughts into more positivity around that, like the glass half full versus the glass half empty? Like say maybe if you want to meditate or you meditate and you're like been kicking yourself for like needing to meditate more. Oh, I should totally be doing more of this. Like, can you just be like, well, but you know what? Like, I've been meditating for 5 minutes every day. Like, that's a huge win. I never used to meditate before. Something like that. Something around your thoughts and how that's like then rippling into your physical reality, Golden Lily. It's really going to help you there and possibly help you break out of this like feeling the need to pose or put yourself in scenarios where you really don't want to be. Or at least when you do, your mindset will have shifted because like sometimes you're going to need to have your pictures taken, right? Like that's kind of just like, it's like sometimes you're just going to have to deal with that. So what chakra do we need to be aware of here for Golden Lily? Growth card. So you have a heart chakra card. So what if those opportunities and these experiences are actually showing you or leading you to some form of growth beyond anything that you thought you could experience? Can you grow your thoughts? Because in this card, I always see how it's like these plants at a hospital and it's like they're grieving and they have this other plant who's like the apparition of the one that they're grieving, and he's like upright and he's sort of like vibrating with golden energy, and it's like, whoa, yeah, like look, I'm free, you guys, I'm free. But they're all like, oh, if only they could see the growth and the freedom that that apparition is experiencing. So if this is related to like loss for you, Golden Lily, like, it takes time, I think, to come into that place of like acceptance of losing things, of being in that grief and being in the negative mindset of like, oh, woe is me. But what if, I guess, just like, what if I can start to see this differently? And perhaps the area of your life where you really get quite excited about can be the thing that helps you to, by doing more of that, it's going to help you to explore this healing of the grief. Pull one of these. Freedom. Green is my favorite color, you say. Okay. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So I love how you have like 2 green cards here and then 2 blue cards. Like, you totally do have this freedom. You totally do have this opportunity to turn whatever this is into, like, yeah, the most magical experience of your life. And you have the tools. You have the area to direct your focus. So you don't have to be, like, in a stuck, like, uncomfortable position for too long. So wherever this is applying to your life, Golden Lily, just, interpret it as you will. Which, this, I'll just add this here because some of you maybe are new, but card readings aren't about, like, at least the way I do it, it's not about telling you the future, how things have to be in your life. It's about just bringing awareness to particular energies in your life. And when we name them and the vibration of the words, the symbols, the colors, what you're seeing, that's going to help like shift and catalyze the energy so that you can step into that world that you feel called to create. So take what you will with the readings, take what you will with the words being shared. It's, some of it may make sense, some of it may not. Take it from here and see what shows up in your world, okay? But you ultimately all possess the power and the free will to create your own life. So I'm just here to share some words. But yeah, Golden Lily, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. I'm just like amazed with the colors with this card. Maybe you want to screenshot that. Okay. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Golden Lilies, guides, ancestors. I feel like you've gotten that growth card before, but I could be wrong. Thank you for being here. Okay. Carla, Marina, thanks for your patience. I think this will be the last one, and then I'm going to go. We've been here for a little while. I'm glad many of you could still come on that usually come on. Again, if you didn't already join that little chat, if you want to come and take part in that Alchemy Collective Telegram group, you can do so. I'm going to pin it at the top or wherever you see the pin thing so you can join. I'll be sharing some more encouraging messages there. You can connect with each other. It'll be cool. But for now, Carla, we're going to tune into you. You asked, I'm very unsure what career to follow. I resonate about what you said about energy. Let's see what you tapping into your weirdness can allow for you to be in career. Share your passions with the world. So calling to Carla's ancestors, guides that wish to share a message. Carla. What do you want her to know? We have judgment. And we have 4 of Cups. Judgy McJudgerson here. No, I'm just joking. Okay. So Carla, you have these 2 cards. And what I see with this is like you in a situation where you have these like things going on for you in your life and you're busy looking up at like something else that's tempting you, you know? And it's not like it's a bad temptation. It's not a bad temptation. This could even be that you have these things going on, but like you're feeling like, okay, I've got this, but like I'm feeling the nudge of spirit to go here. And like maybe you're worried about what people will think about you for going into that direction, right? The judgment of God. Like, you know, I can tell you guys, my parents don't like me pulling cards and doing all sorts of things. So I have to hear about that on a regular basis. And maybe that'll change one day. But what I've been learning is just like, not everyone's going to like want you to do the things you feel called. And in fact, when you feel the pull towards something, it is like, yeah, like 100% likely that the people closest to you are going to speak things that you fear, the worries, the doubts, and they're going to like articulate it to you. I had this happen just the other day and I was like, kind of like was like thrown back with like, huh? Like I thought you would be like, yeah, do it. But it's when I witness that from others, that like resistance, when I speak something that I want. And this is why it's so important you don't just tell anybody. That's something I definitely learned. You don't tell most people. And when you do tell someone that you really trust and you know that they will encourage you, you have to believe it enough already. Otherwise, if there's any period of doubt or uncertainty, it'll be that judgment. You'll get the mix of their energy being like, are you sure? So we're going to pull some chakra cards with this. I'm really noticing the like points on the helmet of this angel or whatever kind of celestial being, and how it's like there's some type of like conjunction-y energy. Maybe this is like a time for you around like till December solstice, winter solstice, Carla. Like there might be some movement or like actions that you can take by then. I wonder too, like what wants to be done for you. I don't know what work you've done around like personal development to help heal some of these, feeling the need to like do what other people say, or the fear of the judgment. Because I feel like you got the enlightenment card here, but I want to just speak that I feel like there's a rat going after this one cup here. It's almost like the things that you've been working on, you maybe notice how they're kind of like dissipating. And maybe it is a career and you're kind of just like, oh, it just feels like it's like dying or it's being eaten away, or like, like if you were to have these cups there or like items there for like pests and rats to get at, like eventually it would be like, nibbled at and destroyed and stuff. So it's like, it's worn out, right? So what is that one cup? What is that? If you just tune into your womb, into that like sacral space just beneath your belly button, and just ask Spirit, like, what is that I desire most? What is that next thing? But you have this enlightenment card. So to me, and like seeing those celestial being with those like gems on its head, there's something really about like the spiritual connection for you. Really seeing the yellows in all these cards. The yellow kind of here in the center, like this pillar. And then the yellow that's like all in the sunset or sunrise, whatever you want to say it is. I'd say it's probably a sunset. There's something about that, like I'm like the new dawning, the new opportunities showing forth. So you can ask Spirit, but also remember that, like it kind of mentioned, like that inner child with Nesrin's reading. There's something about your inner child, and usually the thing that we love the most when we are kids is the thing that we want to like explore and like want to create in our lives. So what does that look like? Tune into that inner child. Tune into the wisdom of that part of you and the wisdom of Spirit which resides inside of you, to bring awareness to that and to clear the judgments. Maybe this is doing some of this one-on-one work with someone. You can check out my Catalyst Blueprint mentorship program. It's linked in the description here. Or we can work one-on-one for 5 weeks and really dive into some of this stuff, especially if you are feeling this like burning desire to create something greater in your life. It's a great place to start. But like there's something, these next like 2 months are going to be really important for you to do this personal work, so you can start to like reach up for that cup, but not reach out for the cups that are the temptation. Okay, this is important. I feel Spirit wants you to know, and the connection to the inner child, to Spirit, not to anything else or anyone else. That's going to be the key here. Otherwise, you'll just grab another cup that you'll eventually put back down on the ground and be like at square one again. Which, it's not that there's anything wrong with that, because everything that we learn and experience, maybe this is part of it for you, gratitude of the things you have experienced from those other cups, those other jobs, those other career choices, or just choices in general. What are those, what is the cup half full about those situations, okay? Yes, I worry too much about other people's opinions. Don't we all? And that's why this is about us stepping beyond that, stepping beyond the judgments of others, so that you can live life outside the box. You can be you. Love it. We have the surrender card. I can release my need to control. Because does a kid control what happens? Like, they just show up. They just have fun. They just do the things they feel called to do. So all this sitting and pondering and worrying about what people think or if it's the right move, surrender it to spirit. Tune into the inner child. Be yourself every day. So calling that sunlight, that energy of spirit and source to illuminate the path for you as you move forward, as you continue to step into the surrender of the path, the process, and have gratitude for all that has been. Thank you to Carla's guides, her ancestors, those beings that wish to support, and 100% light. Thank you. Yeah. I'm trying to spend more time in silence. Yeah, okay. Another great thing that's helped me lately is tapping that womb space, tapping just beneath the belly button with like your fingers gently. And just bringing that helps drop down into the mind with the breath. Maybe that's something that can support you. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say, Carla. I appreciate you being here. Maybe we'll see you again if you so choose to subscribe. I mentioned some of the events coming up next week, so keep a lookout, you guys, for that. The energy healing to heal the wounds of sexual intimacy, the Scorpio new moon, the Not Your Basic Witch, embrace your rebel and see the future, what life wants to create for you. And please join in that Alchemy Collective Telegram chat. It's linked here if you would like in the pinned message. Perhaps I will see you in there. I'll just be sharing some more inspirational messages and a place for you to also just feel inspired by sharing your story, your experiences, your wins. So, yeah, wishing you all the best. Thank you, guys, as we just all release the space now, as we go about our weeks, or our weeks. May you just continue to bless us and align us with our most true, authentic selves, our weirdness, our ability to just be how we wish to be and show up in this reality. May we do so with such a deep sense of inner love, inner peace, so that we can then ripple that out to the rest of the world. Many people are feeling like they're missing this and they aren't sure where to go. So it's up to us as conscious, aware beings to be that energy, to encourage and inspire others. So feel free to share this video with anyone you think may need to hear the collective message at the beginning. And yeah, until the next time, everyone, thanks so much for being here. Yeah, blessings, Golden Lily. Thank you. Okay, take care.